Hi guys, Mike back again with a new series of videos. Basically this is going to be a how to build a Cerastus Knight from Forge World. A few people have asked for this actually. It's kind of a request video, and I'm more than happy to oblige. I mean, I've had some relative success with the larger Forge World kits. I've built a couple of Warhounds, one of the Mars Pattern and one Lucius, and built the Mars Pattern Reaver, kind of magnetised up and arms bolted in and stuff, and I've done videos on that which you can go and look at if you're interested, and also Thunderhawk as well. So I've got some experience in building those larger Forge World kits, and this is my first foray into I think all the benefits really of a larger Titan, but at half the price. Or less than half the price, but still with all the posability. So, I mean, I call this a how-to build a Cerastus Knight Titan, but, I suppose I'll add a caveat to that in that I'm not a master model maker. Like I said, I've had some success with building Forge World kits, and you go about it any way you choose, you see fit, basically. But I suppose this video series is really how I build a Cerastus Knight. Yeah, so anyway, this is how I build a Cerastus Knight. And if you're interested, please follow me on the journey. So first thing you're going to do when you get your lovely Forge World kit is bask in the glory that you have a fantastic Forge World kit. Now, those of you that don't know, Cerastus Knights, clearly a Forge World kit. They cost £170. They are there's three different variants. There's the Lancer, which has a lance and a shield. There's the Castigator, which has a sword and a kind of, I'm not sure, a gun of some sort. I don't know which. I haven't got that one. And the Acheron, which has a kind of chain sword arm and a flamer. So this is the Lancer. And so this is what we do. So basically what you're going to do is you're going to open the bag and spill out all the components. Basically, this particular kit comes in a relatively small bag, if I'm honest. It's not you spend £170 and that's the bag it comes in. So it's not a big bag. It does come in mini bags in between. So basically, what I do anyway, I'm going to spill out all the bags. Nice, large, open area, where you're not going to lose bits. So this is what we do. This is what I do, at least anyway. So you're going to spill out all the bits, and then you're going to do a quality control and parts check. So, I mean, I've already done it with this one. As you will have seen in a previous video. But what I tend to do is Forge World give you a lovely little instruction sheet with all of the parts listed and then them all laid out. What I like to do is lay them out in exactly the same way, or near enough, and make sure the parts are there, make sure everything's there, and make sure it's in good order. Make sure the casts are okay, and if they're not okay, you can get back to Forge World and say this cast is horrible, and they will send you replacement parts. And you're also checking for warping. Again, those of you not au fait with the world of resin, is that some of the thinner parts, the less thick parts, the thinner parts, can warp in the resin casting process when it comes out. Sometimes it will be bent. This is not too bad. This is part of the lance. Oh, there's a little bit of a wobble in there, maybe. What else? It's not too bad, actually. I mean, I'd have expected some warping on this. I mean, it's supposed to be concave like that, and the carapace potentially are kind of bows, so might need some reshaping. We'll get onto de-warping when we get onto it, but basically all you want to do to start off with is to lay the parts out, do quality control, and get back onto Forge World. Always better to phone them, don't email them, because I'm sure it's a handful of people sitting in a room. It's always better to phone them. You'll get a response immediately. They're really, really good, and they get replacement parts out to you really quickly. I mean, my experience of Forge World has been pretty good, actually. I've not had to phone them. I mean, maybe maybe once or twice, I think. So yeah, really good. So yeah, always phone them is my advice. So that's what we're going to do next. So we've got our Cerastus Knight Lancer, and we're going to inventory the parts and do a quality control. So I'll be back in a sec. Okay, guys, and we're back. So as you can see, all laid out as per instruction sheet. So all the parts are there, all laid out. I have clipped some stuff off the sprues as I've been going, just to kind of make sure I've got things. So I mean, for example, this was attached to here, but just to get them away. I mean, just as I'm clipping, initially I clip well away from the component, and so I can clean this up later on. But all I'm doing at the moment is just checking components and inventorying the parts. That's it. I'm not worried about cleanup. I'm not worried about gates. I'm not worried about these big chunks of resin. So yeah, that's it for now. So next, after you've done that, you'll notice your hands are really, really greasy. This again, and I know a lot of you know this, but if you're watching this for the first time, some of you might not know this. When they mold these components, they put a release agent in the mold. You can see it there, it's all shiny and you can feel it on your fingers. A release agent, so when it comes out of the mold, it comes out of the mold easily and doesn't stick effectively. It is basically a grease. So what you need to do next is, this is kind of a two-part step, I suppose. What I tend to do is start cleaning up the components. So basically I'll start clipping things off of here. You know, there's all sorts of things need clipping off, and again, you'll clip them off away from the component, file it down, you know, make sure you get all of these little bits. You really do need to inspect the part and make sure everything's off of it initially, really. And then basically what you're going to do is chuck it in a bucket with some regular washing up liquid. This is the one I've got to hand. I use this. Yeah, any washing up liquid will do. Chuck it in a bucket of water with washing up liquid, warm soapy water, not boiling hot, because boiling hot water warps resin. And again, we'll talk about that when we come to dewarping. And if we haven't got anything to dewarp, I shall talk about it anyway. But yeah, so warm soapy water, chuck it in a bucket and let it soak. I mean, I've let things soak overnight. I've let things soak for a week in the past. So yeah, I mean, soak it for a few hours, and then basically you want to get in there with a toothbrush, old toothbrush, or your current toothbrush. You know, makes no odds really, as long as it's a toothbrush, or a little nail brush or something like that, and just give all the components a good scrub, good wash. Get all this stuff off, all these little bits of flash. I mean, you'll clip all these bits off anyway. So there, that's the next bit. Another little tip, as you're clipping components off of these larger chunks of resin, like I say, clip them, don't snap them. The resin won't tolerate snapping, and if I tried to snap that, I would break this component, guaranteed. So clip it, file it, take your time. These Forge World kits are a modeller's model. If you don't enjoy the modelling process, if you don't enjoy the inspecting and the cleaning, and you just want a model to go together, don't buy a Forge World kit. Basically, it's really a labour of love. Really, it's you've got to want to build it. It's a real project, and the end results are spectacular, or potentially can be. So yeah, take your time, and again, you don't have to rush it. You don't need to do it overnight. This is going to take a while. So this is the first step. Basically, we know now that all of the components are here and they're all in good order, and basically I need to clip them off and wash them. And then after I've done that, I might need to go back in and do a bit of refiling, because the next stage then will be kind of dry fitting and seeing everything fits together. So that's it. That's part 1 of how to build a Cerastus Knight. Well, / how Mike builds a Cerastus Knight. Anyway, if you've got any comments, queries, questions, please put them down below. I should just also mention, you do get a base for the thing as well. And we'll talk about basing later on. Yeah, any questions, comments, queries, please let me know down below. You know, like I say, I'm not a master model maker, but I do know I have had some success, and I kind of do, can offer some hints and tips if you want any. So yes, let me know what you think. And this is part 1 done. I'll catch you on the next one. Cheers, guys.